How's it? Welcome back. So I had a comment come in a while ago now by this point. Just took me a while to get back to it because I've been pretty bad at responding back to comments and making videos and posting and things like that lately. But I had someone comment asking me how to have more OBEs versus just straight up regular lucid dreams. And I did get the feeling that the person who asked this was kind of newer to the channel, mostly because I didn't recognize their name, or they don't comment very much if they have been around for a while. But then also they didn't really seem to know my general viewpoint towards these things, where at least for me personally, I was raised in the West. I have a pretty strong materialistic viewpoint towards things. I'm like overly skeptical towards everything kind of, but nonetheless, for me, I do consider OBEs and astral projections and all of that to essentially be lucid dreams. Maybe fancy lucid dreams that certainly feel different than, your typical lucid dreams. But at least for me, I still do consider that all to be taking place internally within us, for the most part at least. I do leave the door cracked open to maybe in some special circumstances you could go beyond that, which is funny because that is honestly how I feel. But then if that really is true, that you can go beyond that in special circumstances, then why couldn't it be done way more than I think, that would allow for? But who knows? Topic for a different video. But nonetheless, here is something simple that you could try. And so really it just comes down to playing with perspective, because this person did seem to be pretty familiar with lucid dreaming. They're just trying to have more straight up OBEs versus lucid dreams. So you could just simply play with your perspective on it, go more third person view. And when it comes to that, for me personally, I actually don't like doing that. And this might be because I play so much video games, but whenever I go third person, to me, it almost always takes on a more video game like vibe or feel. And then once that happens, I tend to lose a lot of the physical sensations that would have been there if I was dreaming more in the first person. So that's something simple you can try. If not that, just do the very obvious thing. Try to essentially have the dream or the experience of, waking up in your bed. Then you can sit up and maybe see your body there lying down in bed. That's the best way to do it if you can. If you're going that route, I would go more the hypnagogic meditation route. And then as you're doing that, just try to envision yourself lying in bed. At least in my point of view, start having the dream that you are in bed sleeping, and then try to sit up when you aren't sure if you're awake, if you're asleep. And then you might have that perfect scenario where, you think you're awake, you sit up, and in fact, you're dreaming. Then you get the experience of seeing your body in your bed, being in your bedroom and all that kind of stuff. And, if you get really good at that, you can start to test out that environment and try to prove to yourself if you are indeed walking around your real physical bedroom or not. The few times it happened to me, doesn't happen very often, but it's always turned into a lucid dream for me personally, which is why I'm still on more of this. It's all taking place internally within your own head point of view. But nonetheless, hope that simple technique helps you. Just try to go more third person view, play around with that and see how that feels. Thanks for the question. And until the next video, keep your lucid dreaming practice legit.